Welcome to the channel. My name's Claire. This channel is about empowering you on your twin flame journey, your inner divine feminine, your inner divine masculine. And everything I do is channeling, clearing and healing energy. So I've had a wee break from filming. I've filmed all the last few videos that you've seen today. Oh my god, what the hell is that? I think it must be like something to clean the drains. My god, just as well I'm dressed appropriately. The guy is directly in eye line with me, and he looks like he's cleaning a drain or something, and he's on a crane thing. Well, I don't know what that's going to have to do with him, but that was quite funny. Thought someone was being rescued or something. Yeah, I think he must be cleaning a drain. I don't know what's going on there. Very Scorpio actually. You know what I mean? Getting right into the nooks and crannies, cleaning where it's hard to get to. You know, so that could be about emotions because although I'm filming this, I keep saying Friday. I don't know if I said it in this. I'm filming it on Thursday. It is Thursday today. Although I'm filming this on Thursday, within the new moon solar eclipse in Libra, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the day that this is for, is all Scorpio moon. And Scorpio moon is getting to the bits that people mostly don't like to go to, whether it's emotionally or really in anything. So that's what, I suppose that grabbed my attention is what that means to me. So yeah, I did have quite a long break in between filming the other ones just to let the film. Oh yeah, that's not a mistake. I'll tell you in a minute. The the phone charge a little bit because it was low battery. So you might be low battery. I looked at 144 there as well. Yeah, before I forget, I'm watching a film called. It's just literally called End of the World, and it's from 2013. All of this could be significant. 2013 could have been like someone's awakening or something. At least somebody watching. Um, but yeah, it's a sci-fi film, so it's not quite a. It's sci-fi. You know what I mean? It's not a horror. It's not a comedy. It's kind of like I'd say it more is like tongue-in-cheek kind of comedy sci-fi. But anyway, what just stood out to me there is it got to the bit where it's like there's some kind of guy that's stuck in like a um well it looks like he's stuck in somewhere where it's like, you know, like a mental hospital or something. And but he's not crazy. Like he's got the answer that's going to be able to help people by the end of the world. And it's like he's trying to explain to the people when he's trying. So basically, I think it's an analogy for like in these times, like so definitely if you were awakened around 2013, or really like yeah, any time before that, or really up until I don't know, like right up until now, if you think about it. But more people are awakening now. But like you know, even as little as 4 years ago, when all the pandemic stuff came about, people like me and maybe some of yous were made to look like we were crazy because we were like, don't do it. It's a trick, and you know it could fucking kill you basically. But it's like you know what I mean. Like it's you know yeah, you're made to look like a mad scientist, and that's kind of like what's happening in that film. So I think it was an analogy for that. But what's interesting is it is interesting to me that it's a film about the end of the world, and they put it on at the solar eclipse because the solar eclipse does evoke intense weather things, and you know, and obviously that is happening all around the world, and my prayers are going out to anybody where there has been catastrophic weather events in your area and stuff, and just everywhere in the world, because I have friends that are, you know, it's friends that I've made online, but friends, you know what I mean, I do consider use my friends. It's devastating what's happening in a lot of areas. Yeah, God, it's making me think, is there something more happening over this weekend? But anyway, yeah, what else about it? It's like things falling out the sky and stuff, and you know, but also it's like there's a guy that's like turning on people because he's panicking and he's putting himself first, but not in like the good way, in the really selfish way where people go. So I think, you know, what's sticking out to me is, again, if you're new, I know this is just a film, but the way in which God speaks to me through the films, it is kind of interesting because that is how, in the end times, the apocalyptic times that we live in, that is what will happen when it gets really, really bad. You will see people's true colours and the ugliness of people, of whether they will choose to help other people in times of need or completely and utterly leave others in the dust. And that could be like your best friends, that could be your family, that could be your lover, it could, if you've got older children, it could be your older children turning on you. So I mean, I'm sorry to be so doom and gloom about it here, but that is true. And it's, it's good to know who your people are, and your people aren't always necessarily going to be your blood related family. I'm sorry to say, it could be soul family that are actually the people that have put themselves out on a limb and be there for you. So I don't know who that's going to speak to. Of course, some of you are lucky enough to have, myself included, family that will support you in difficult times as well. But yeah, just, you'll know whatever speaks to you. So I'm just going to shuffle one of these cards. This one might not be as long, but yeah, that was just what was sticking out to me. Was it was like, I think it's meant to be the guy's, I think they're family. It's meant to be the guy's best pal or his cousin or something, because he said in that bit just before I paused it, like, we're family. But basically, the guy had just tried to basically turn on somebody's mum, like an older mum, saying that, like, you're taking up space, basically it was someone who's panicking about their own safety. So basically, it's like it's symbolic of people being really selfish and not thinking of others when the shit hits the fan. So whatever that means, whether it is quite in line with like apocalyptic times, like when something really bad happens, you find out who your friends are kind of vibe, or your people are in general, or whether it is just something else, like, something bad's happened in your life and you're finding out, wow, I thought that person, actually this feels like a dark night of soul now I'm thinking about it, because you find out who the real ones are when you're going through that. Because I remember, I mean, my life changes that much as a Scorpio rising that, I have got some of the people around me that, some of the same people around me when I was going through my dark night. So, but remember, I was going through mine like not quite 10, well, actually, yeah, 10 years ago. Yeah, I was going through it then. So, but you know what I mean? But then then I went through an even darker bit even after that. So, I've not got a lot of the same people that were there for me, but I'm lucky that I did have people that did keep me company in amongst that darkness, you know what I mean? But it's, yeah, some of you might not be so lucky. Conflict and peace. So that's what I leapt out on. So let's read what this is about. But it depends if you, I don't like saying lucky, but you know what I mean? I don't believe in luck, remember, but if you've even stumbled across this channel, you're not alone, you know what I mean? Because I get what it's like, and that's why I show up every day to do this for people. And because it's my calling, because I'm never ever going to forget how dark my dark night of soul was, and how lonely I felt, and how you need a lot of time alone, but you're also at the same time, it does help when somebody understands what you're going through. And that's why I'm in a unique position of, I am an expert on this, because I was in my dark night of soul for so long, a lot longer than a lot of other people are. Like, most of the time it's, I've never really met anybody, not anybody, but I've not met many people that were in a dark night of soul as long as what I was. And it was because they were teaching me to be a teacher of it. But the lessons I learned from it, I never ever forget, and it humbles me. And but because there wasn't anyone around me going through a dark night of soul, and that includes, like, it was just weird. Like, I met loads of other different mediums and healers and that, and even people that talk about shadow and stuff, but none of them had actually went through their dark night of soul yet, and that was people that were a lot older than me and stuff. So it was confusing, because it would be people I respect and look up to, and would be learning from, and I'm like, hang on a minute, none of these people are going through what I'm going through right now, so they actually can only help me to a certain point. And that is true. It doesn't matter how great somebody is at something, if they haven't had a dark night of the soul and you're going through yours, or you've already had you, they'll not be able to help you with certain things that you're going through, because they don't get it. They'll be humbled in their own way by life with their own dark night of soul. And that's the times we're coming into. I know that loads of you listening to me have already went through your dark night of soul. Some of you are people that I have helped, like I said on one of the other videos, 7, 8, 9 years ago, and you're actually helping other people, whether it be specifically with their dark night of soul, or just helping people doing your thing, doing whatever you're doing in the world. But there's some people that are tuning in to me that are only literally in it now, And you might have even known me for 10 years, but it just wasn't time for you to go through your dark night of soul until now, or whenever you went in it. Some of you are coming out of it. And there will be some people finding this that you're just literally going in it now. Because, people will be finding me through the phrase dark night of the soul, I would imagine. So it's quite an interesting place to be, really. So we're just going to have to go with what is going on now it's two guys on a crane. I think they're being lowered now. They're now being lowered on the crane thing. What the fuck, by the way? What? I wonder what they were doing. Maybe they were like, I don't know whether they're cleaning drains or like, could have even been like, you never know, they could have been like saving a fucking bird or something. Maybe I'll work it out when I get off doing this anyway. Conflict, peace. Sometimes a conflict needs to escalate in order to reach peace. You might be holding something in to avoid confrontation. That's very in line with the new moon in Libra that we're in right now as I'm filming this. And remember, the energy hangs around for 6 months, so it doesn't matter that we're not in the moon in Libra anymore. But the longer it boils inside of you, the harder it becomes to hold it in. That is very Libra, by the way. Especially any of you that have got like a Libra moon, I would say. Like you got Libra moon, or like say you had like Mars and Libra in the 12th house or something. Really, I would say any Mars in the 12th house, you've got to be careful about don't suppress your anger. Find a way to release it healthily, or you could blow, basically. But I'd say any Libra placement. If you're too nice to people all the time, it's not authentic. You've got to have an outlet for, just letting it all out, letting your shadow kind of let off steam, because people do piss us off in life, let's be honest. Eventually, it will escalate to a conflict either by action or confrontation, like the beautiful sunshine after a heavy storm. That to me reminds me of Scorpio moon followed by the sunshine of the Sagittarius moon. Again, I'd just like to stress, I do love Scorpio is my favourite sign. Although, like I've said in the previous videos, Scorpio moon is vastly different, I find, to Scorpio rising and Scorpio sun. It just is. It doesn't mean it's any better or any worse. It's just there is a darkness to a Scorpio. So, like I said, if you're aware of that darkness and you work with it and you do things like, being a psychic detective, or, you use your sharp intuition for good, then you can make it work for you. But just don't go to the dark side. If you've got a Scorpio moon, please don't go to the dark side, because that shit'll only hurt you more. Like, definitely work with your shadow. Like, you basically, if you've got a Scorpio moon, you have to work with your shadow more than others. Like, because it's being on the receiving end of people that haven't done that deeper work, that are a Scorpio moon. It's not pretty. And Lord knows the kind of karma that must come for people that use that power. Really, anything that I could go through every single sign. Aries moon, if you don't do the work, you're going to have a big ego and you're going to hurt a lot of people. Not pretty. Taurus moon, stubborn, don't apologise. You're going to, it's not going to be great. Gemini moon, that would be like, I think that would be like the dark side of that would be like gossiping about everybody. That's witchcraft, that's going to come back at you. Cancer moon, manipulating people, that's going to come back at you. I'm just going through them quickly to be fair about this. Leo moon, if you kind of make it all about you all the time and not take it, and basically being too grandiose, actually, that's something I see a lot with, you've got to battle the shadow in that way. So, be confident, yet stay humble. Virgo moon, if you are too critical of everybody all the time and forgetting that you're not perfect either, that's not going to be great. What's after Libra moon, again, I've already said that. If you people please, you're going to blow up, and you're going to look fake as well. That would be something, that's something of that. So, be real. Scorpio moon, that's what basically started this. I've said that, don't go to the dark side because it'd be really dark. So don't go to the dark side there. Do the work. Like alchemize, basically. Turn that pain into power, I would say, for any Scorpio placement. But Sagittarius moon, don't think you know it all. Other people know stuff as well. Be willing to learn from others. What else? Capricorn moon, don't be so ruthless about money and business that you step on other people's toes. Life will slap you back down. Capricorn, Aquarius moon. Yeah, don't be so detached from everybody else that you think you'll never need anybody else, because you will need other people. You know what I mean? So no man is an island. I could probably go deeper with that, but I'm getting a bit tired of doing that. Pisces moon. Well, I've said before, I've had been on the receiving end of Pisces moons in a not so nice way. Again, don't manipulate people, don't go into victim mode, and yeah, you sort of turn it on the person that you've maybe actually not been so nice to. You know, that's what a Pisces moon could do in the shadow. They could sort of manipulate everybody else to feel sorry for them when they're the one that sort of threw the grenade. Definitely been on the receiving end of that. Many a time and many years of life. So anyway, yeah. So I've just went through all the signs. So that's great. Of the shadow, and there's more shadow things I could say about each sign, and obviously there's lovely things I could say about each sign, but it's because we were going to the shadow of it. So hopefully that helps someone out there. Right. So, like the beautiful sunshine after a heavy storm, the fresh smell in the air, the blossom and growth that comes as a result of the abundance of water, a conflict can also result in a beautiful outcome, personal growth and fresh start. You might find that often after conflict the area has been cleared and peace is once again restored. This card encourages you to think of a conflict or fear of conflict as a sign that something is about to change, and it is necessary that whatever is bothering you comes out in the open in order to restore the calm in your life. So that's what a Scorpio moon is good for, right? Like, clear the air. Just get right down to the shadowiest, darkest stuff that's happened and see if you can handle it, basically. You know what I mean? It's better to know the brutal truth than to always be wondering and letting your mind wander and the devil influence you to be like, oh, this has happened and that's happened. Maybe none of the stuff's happened, but maybe you're right about some of it. You just don't know. But that's where it's better to just kind of know the truth, you know what I mean? The brutal truth when it's Scorpio. You might want to try and see a potential conflict as a peacekeeping practice rather than just an uncomfortable interaction. And look at my throat chakra closing up. In that way, the conflict doesn't necessarily become as heated as you might have anticipated. If you go into a potential confrontation with an inner calm, you could feel that it's already on its way to a resolution. Sometimes it is necessary to have an uncomfortable conversation or event in order to restore peace and create understanding. So again, that would be the combination of the Scorpio moon, and I would say the sun with the Black Moon Lilith, and also Mercury, because Mercury's communication. So, you know, get down the nitty gritty, look at the dark details of things, clear the air, whether this is with a lover, a karmic friend, lover, family member, whatever, whoever it is that you need to let's just lay our cards on the table, and you'll hopefully end up reaching a resolution that is, you know, because you've cleared the air and dug out the dirty secrets and all that, and yeah, I said dirty secrets, so that might be relevant, but whatever that might be. So, and you never know. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think. Sometimes it's exactly what you think. Sometimes it's worse. Let's be honest. But at least you know the truth. Yes, I face my conflict in order to restore peace. When an issue is escalating for you, take action to resolve the conflict by opening the conversation with how you would like to create understanding regarding the issue. This way you can desensitize it and make it clear for everyone that there are good intentions and a call for peace and resolution rather than conflict and fight. And you know what? That really does remind me of the stance that I took during the past 4 years, especially like 4 years ago, was, although people would have misunderstood me, that energy, that I was trying to cause some sort of trouble, I was actually like able to see what other people couldn't with my Pluto and Scorpio in the 12th house, you know, seeing what other people couldn't. And I was trying to help people. And because of that, unfortunately, I did get excluded and slowly ostracised. And there was situations where I've just taken myself right out because I saw what way it was going, just from the actions and the shadiness that people were taking, the shady ways that people were acting. I could tell which way it was going. But, you know, give it time and let a few years pass by, the same people realise, oh my god, right, wow, Claire was right and she was only trying to help me. But you know, actually, I'm not a good example of that, because I actually strongly feel in my case there's definitely a few people that actually knew that what I was saying was right, but they didn't have the courage to sort of speak up around the other people. They didn't want to stick out like a sore thumb. So that's where it's like, I understand it, but I don't respect it, and I don't want people like that around me, you know what I mean? That let me be lonely and knowing the truth when they knew the truth too, but they just didn't want to side with the person that knows it. Like, it's not nice. And I think that's why, like, I forgive, I forgive that because it's, it's a long time. I forgive it, but I don't forget it, and I don't respect it, and yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. But I don't sit about thinking about it all day or anything, and like, I'm just grateful I've got good people around me. But so some of you might feel the same, because I know that it didn't go that way. I know loads of people that actually did basically part from friends and family, and they've never reconnected with them again with the way that they were treated. So I'm grateful that I still do have people around me, but I've got a lot less people around me than what I had before all that, because you find out who the real ones are. So I think one of you might be going through this. Right, we've got, wow, look at what I just said, because it's God speaking through me. Like, so you see what I mean? Whether it's like me and you forgive people, but you don't want the majority of them back in your life, because why would you, when, you could see the truth and you're trying to help people and they treat you like shit, basically.